All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rekah Rakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the Ruel, and the salute and the Shalom to all the Akim that are out to labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. This lesson is going to be titled The Punishment for Bearing False Witness, right? The punishment for bearing false witness. Because you have other Israelite camps that's bearing false witness against us, right? Okay, now this is this is Exodus 20 and 16. It says, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor." Neighbor. Who is your neighbor according to the scriptures? Neighbor. Right. Friend, companion, right? Fellow citizen. Right? So your neighbor is what? A fellow Israelite. That is your neighbor according to the scriptures. A fellow Israelite. Right? This is Exodus 23 and 6 to 7. It says, "Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked." Right? This is what it says in the NLT, Exodus 23 and 7. "Be sure never to charge anyone falsely with evil, and never sentence an innocent and blameless person to death. For I never declare a wicked," Khan says, "for I never declare a guilty person to be innocent." Now, in the book of Susanna, those two ancients, they bore false witness against who? Against Susanna. Right? And what happened to those two ancients? They were cut in half. They were destroyed. They were put to death. Okay? Because they witnessed falsely that Susanna committed adultery when she never did it. But they told her what? That if she didn't lay with them, if she didn't let them run a train on her, that they would lie on her. They said it. So those two ancients, they weren't innocent. They were put to death. It says, this is, I'll start out. Deuteronomy 19:15, it say, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. And any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh Shemel Shah, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and hath testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And thine eyes shall not pity, but life shall go for life, and eye for eye, tooth for tooth, and hand for hand, foot for foot. It say, you must not show pity for the guilty. Your rule shall be life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. So basically, stop bearing false witness against us. Jake is in the scriptures, man. Stop lying on us. But by other Israelites lying on us, right, bearing false witness against us, what they're doing, by other Israelites lying on us and bearing false witness against us, it's actually what? A blessing. This is Matthew 5:10-12. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. See? So those that's lying on us and bearing false bearing false witness against us, we're blessed when you do that. We're blessed when you do that. See? It say what? Ye shall be numbered amongst the transgressors. See? Let's see. Hold on, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something. Let me see something. First Kings 21. Hold on. First Kings 21. This is Psalms 105. It's like it, Psalms 101 and 5. Whoso privily slandereth, it says, whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. Mine eye shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in the perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh a deceit shall not be within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. Mm. Mm. Proverbs 10 and 18. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. So, if you are uttering a slander, you are a fool. You are a fool, man. It says hiding, this is Proverbs 10 and 18. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Slandering others makes you a fool. Fool, right? Fool is kasayal, right? Fool, stupid fellow, dullard, simpleton, arrogant one. So if you utter a slander, you are stupid, man. You are a dumbass. You are stupid for doing that. All right, man. Well, hold on. To say what, the servant is not greater than his master? Yep. Hold on. Is this it? I think this is it. Hold on. Let me see. 13? Yeah, 13 and 15. Let's see. It's the, hold on. John 15 and 20. All right. It say, remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep yours also. See? Let's see something real quick. John 13 and 23. Hold on. Is this it? Hold on. What is that? Yep, here it is. Okay, Matthew 26 and 59. See, this is Matthew 26 and 57 to to 59. It say, and they had laid hold on Yahushua and led him to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders, all it says, and all the council sought false witnesses against Yahushua to put him to death. But one, the says, but found none. Yeah, though many false witnesses came, yet they found none. At the last came two false witnesses. See? So they lied on Yahushua. They lied on him. So since they lied on our Lord Yahushua, they will also lie on us. See? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. It says in the King James Version, KJV, bearing false witness is a sin that is not left unpunished and leading to the perishing, as stated in Proverbs 19:9. When the Bible does not specify the monetary fine or prison sentence, it promises that a false witness will not escape punishment and will ultimately perish. It says, this is Proverbs 19:9. It says, this is Proverbs 19:9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. So if you bear false witness, you're going to be put to death. Let's get the book of Susanna real quick. Where is it at? Oh yeah, here it is. All right. Book of Susanna, one of my favorite books. Really? All right. I'll start at 1 and I'll jump down. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Jehoiakim. He took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman, and one that feared Yahweh Shah. Let's jump down. It says, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. And they perverted their own mind and turned their heart, says, and turned their eyes away, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember, it says, nor remember just judgments, right? So while they were lusting over Susanna, they knew she was married. They knew her husband, right? They still lusted after her, right? And they was thinking of some wicked and diabolical things to do to her. To say, yet they, says, for they were ashamed to declare their lust. So they knew they were wrong, that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. And the one said to the other, let us go home. It says, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were going out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time, both together, when they might find her alone. Right? It say, and it fell out as they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot, right? And there was nobody there save the two elders. They had hid themselves and watched her. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing bowls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors, to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, for we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Right? So Susanna, she screamed out, right? She screamed out. Now, hold on. Well, I'll tell you, this damn app, man. Fuck. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is verse 52. So when they were put asunder, one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. For thou hast pronounced false witness. For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free. Howbeit, Yahweh Shemal Shah said, the innocent and righteous slay thou not. Now, when it says now, then if thou hast seen her, tell me under what tree sawest thou them accompanying together? Who answered, under the mastic tree. And then you said, very well, thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now the angel of Yahweh hath received the sentence, hath received the sentence of Yahweh Shemal Shah to cut thee in two. So he put him aside and commended, the Quran says, so he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, Thou hast, Quran says, thou seed of Chanaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee, and lust hath perverted thine heart, your mind. Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, that they, it says, Khan says, that they for fear companied with you. But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness. Now therefore, under what tree didst thou take them companying together? Who answered, under an home tree. Then said Daniel unto him, Well, thou hast lied. It says, well, thou also hast lied. It says, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of Yahweh Shemal Shah waiteth with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. See? So, if you bear false witness, you will be destroyed. That is the punishment for bearing false witness, man. You will be put to death for that. Shalom.